to Anime Death Spiral, the only anime podcast made with 100% recyclable materials. We're coming at you with a short one today as we are wrapping up the summer 2025 anime premieres. I think the last episode we did pretty much covered everything that we were personally like super invested in this season so far, right?
I thought we were done.
We're done.
I was finished.
I'm saying we're done. I'm letting the people know not to expect any more anime summer 2025 anime premieres.
Any.
Yeah. We're done. We're not talking about them anymore. They're all dead to me, except for the ones that I'm keeping up with, like My Dress Up Darling Season 2, and of course, Uma Musume Season 4.5.
Yeah, and the movies.
Well, got to get the movies in there. Obviously, yeah. I'm, addicted to Rent-A-Girlfriend. Got to get my Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 4 in. That is top of the list, 100%. I think I've fallen off pretty hard with stuff like Dan to Dan and Gachi Akuta. It was just like too overstimulating. You know what I mean? I think that they were using too many frames and too many colors in the animation, and it was like making me feel like weird things in my brain that I was unused to.
This is good. I appreciate this because we definitely need to be covering as part of the educational content of this show. We both need to be covering different areas. This will allow us to really spread out, really get a good surface area of anime because I will, of course, be watching all the good stuff over here. I'm watching Hikaru. I'm watching Gachi Akuta. I'm watching Dan to Dan. I'm watching Hanako-kun. I'm watching a couple other things that are dubious, I'll admit. But and then we'll have you over there. You're watching the Gyaru stuff. You're covering the food anime.
Food and Gyaru, my two favorite people.
Yeah, covering all that stuff for me. This is good division of labor. You do all that shit. I'll cover the good stuff and maybe some Yuri on the side because I got a weakness for that.
Well, it's like Yuri is the spice of life, is what they say.
There is a very creepy kind of guy who is like defend Yuri at all costs, and it's like, dude, calm down.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Man. Come on, you gotta chill.
I've encountered those people in real life to my face, and I know.
You're like, dude, okay, calm down, man.
Like, I get it, dude, but like, calm down. Like, okay?
Like, let's chill. Yeah, you do, I get the enthusiasm, but let's all calm down a little bit. No Yuri in that lineup, the summer 2025 lineup.
Well, except
unfortunately,
there's no freaking way I'll be your lover, unless.
Oh yes, that's true. But that was firmly in your camp.
It is trash.
Not on my. I should have said not on my list. I'm watching the BL Hikaru stuff, which continues to be great. I just can't believe how much they're nailing it. I really so relieved because this is like just as weird and experimental and it's hitting all the right emotional notes. And I'm like genuinely just like enjoying it so much. It's crazy that there is an anime in 2025 that I'm just watching and being like, oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Your head bobbed along with it the entire way.
Yeah, that does not happen.
I mean, it happens occasionally, and
it happens occasionally.
It happens occasionally because since we've been doing this show, we have gotten Dungeon Meshi, we have gotten Frieren, we have gotten Dan to Dan, which is all stuff that's like, yeah, all right, I'm into it. Like, I'm on board.
But the difference being here, I think, is number one, this is not straight up just popular shonen, right?
No.
This is a weird BL horror anime that's like off the beaten path a little bit. It is not the typical kind of like blow up show that you usually get in these seasons. And it is way more experimental with the source material than any of those.
That is honestly what is most intriguing to me about it. And we've talked about it in the last several episodes already. So, go back and listen to those. But yeah, it's being loose with the way it's like adapting the flow of the story. I've read a few chapters.
The animation techniques alone. I mean, even if you don't read the manga, like it is a different experience. I mean, just the live action stuff, combining the live action stuff with the traditional hand-drawn anime stuff is great. It's fucking great. It honestly
really
makes me, again, look back on all of these other anime and being like, they feel sluggish. Even the great stuff, even Trigger, even Science Saru stuff going, now they seem conservative almost, in that they do not use this kind of stuff. It makes me think about Pop Team Epic, the way that Pop Team Epic was like so incredibly brashly experimental, right? But that's just a sketch comedy show. That is not a translation of a popular manga, right?
Okay, so, and you're going to scoff at me for this, but go back, 175 episodes, and I'm saying the same thing. What this is reminding me of a lot is the animation stuff, like the weird experimental animation stuff that they do in Bocchi the Rock.
Sure, yeah. I think that's cool. I think that's why Bocchi was popular, because they decided to take something that could be very boring, right? Another like girl band show, and do something that was like wildly different than all the other ones, right?
If I can sell people on Bocchi the Rock in one sentence, it would be way more claymation than I expected.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's cool. Do more stuff like that. We're 25 years in, and I think people are finally starting to take the right lessons from the TV ending of Evangelion, which is just be fucking weird. Like, and we've said it. You can just put whatever you want on the screen. Like
you can just do whatever you want.
That is like the big takeaway from this is like, just do whatever. Just do whatever you want, because you can put it on there and people will watch it.
Yeah, just rip off the different segments of Pop Team Epic. Because, I've talked about how much I loved Pokemon Concierge, which is the needle felt animation. But, like I think I said it when we first talked about that, but that was something I saw in Pop Team Epic. They did that in Pop Team Epic first. And I was like, that fucking rules. And I'm sure people were doing that before that, but that was when I saw it.
They did it in Adventure Time like 8 years ago.
Yes, also. Well, and everybody rips off Adventure Time constantly. You're not going to get an argument from me there. But anyway, it is exciting that there is a season where there's like a show that is just like, this is the present of anime that is extending into the future. Like, this is going to be something that is like artistically important to anime, and not just like another great show to watch.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to shit on, Dungeon Meshi or Dandadan or whatever. They're fantastic anime. They look great, but they are not evolving anything.
Well, I mean, I have so much love for both of those shows and for Science Saru and for Trigger, but if we're being completely honest, this is the classic Hollywood one for them, one for me, right?
Well, yeah. Well, that's what's funny about Science Saru is the stuff that they're knocking out of the park now is the least experimental
that they've ever done
of their stuff. Masaki Yuasa, was the head guy. He's gone off to do a new film now, but he was one of the founders of Science Saru, and his stuff is like wildly experimental, like his entire career, and it's way toned down for the Science Saru stuff. When he did even Inuo, which was his last movie, which is compared to all other anime like wildly experimental, even that is tame compared to Kaiba or Kemonozume, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that stuff, and you compare it to like other contemporaries, we've talked about Tatami Time Machine, right? Tatami Galaxy, Ping Pong the animation, right? That stuff is like way more experimental than Dan, really, even though, again, I fucking love Dan.
Well, again, and we're comparing apples to oranges a little bit because Masaki Yuasa has no involvement with Dan whatsoever.
I don't know. I think there is something special about Hikaru that I genuinely have not seen in anime for a while.
Go watch it. Do it right now.
Go watch it.
Okay. I think we've lingered on anime 2025 summer a little too long at this point. We're circling back to stuff that we've already praised in multiple episodes.
I just got so excited thinking about it again.
I know. And it's easy to do.
All my favorite animators and shows.
There's got to be something that you want to talk about that is not a summer 2025 anime, right?
Okay, yes. Sure, yes. Okay, I want to touch on this because this is relevant and timely, and it's not summer anime 2025 anime premiere summer
2025.
It is in fact something older and something that is not what we usually dwell on, though it is very, very close. And we talked about the all-devouring whale, right?
Yes.
The Chinese Pokemon.
Chinese aura farming Pokemon.
Yes. And I had mentioned at the time that, like, I have read some manhwa, but not a lot. And we really haven't talked about a lot of Chinese anime, right? We kind of, like, steered away from that. That's why All-Consuming Whale was kind of novel,
right? Because we steered clear of it because of the deep cultural wounds of the Red Scare in America. It's kind of our
because this show is obviously McCarthyite, and we stay away from that communist anime shit. We like good capitalist Japanese anime where they value the dollar.
I prefer my cartoons neoliberal.
You wish. But because of what is quickly approaching devastating levels of hype for Legend of Hei 2, which comes out in like 2 or 3 weeks in America, I needed to jump on this shit.
You wanted to get ahead of the game because you see the wave that's coming.
I have watched some modern Chinese stuff. Obviously, I've watched insane amounts of live action Chinese stuff. I've watched so many Chinese movies, and not just like Hong Kong action stuff. I've watched the Wong Kar-wai stuff, but I did just watch another Johnny To movie called Exiled the other day, which is fucking great. Oh my God, it's so fucking great. But I have not watched that many animated Chinese projects. I watched Neja, the first one. I've watched a couple different animated versions of Journey to the West, which I think is the way to do it. I don't like a lot of the live action versions.
Did you ever see any old episodes of the 70s like TV show they made of Journey to the West? It was localized. No. It was localized in the UK on the BBC as The Legend of Monkey. And I got to show you the theme song that they came up with it at some time after we finish recording, because it's wild. But it's very much like what we've talked about with the UK dub of Urusei Yatsura, where they are, doing these like very regional and specific British accents over like this kind of like goofy 70s early wire fu interpretation of Journey to the West, where it's like it mostly functions as a Monster of the Week episode where they have to fight various like demons and evil spirits as they journey to the West. But man, it is wild. It is absolutely crazy.
It should be.
You got to watch it sometime.
It should be. Journey to the West is fucking crazy. But anyway, Legend of Hei 1 is part of a continuing series of China really trying to break the anime cultural, I don't know, what would you call it? Glass door, perhaps?
Loaded term, but yeah, sure.
well,
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking glass ceiling.
yeah, there has always been that thing, Chinese anime, right? Korean anime, like always kind of being held at arm's length in the anime community. And I understand why.
because of the racism.
Yes, absolutely. But also there is flavor to it, right? There is an aesthetic flavor to it that is different. It is different. And subject matter, obviously, too.
Mm-hmm.
And in that regard, Legend of Hay is no different, because Legend of Hay is working on sort of the Taoist cultivation mythology, right?
Which
instead of
we've
your
talked about,
traditional.
We've talked about it on a few occasions on this show. I think that to an overall Western audience, the concept of this mythology, like the way powers work in these things, I think would be largely confusing to a lot of people that don't have a primer going into it.
Yeah, that they don't have 30 years of watching anime to establish, these cultural norms inside their subconscious.
Yeah.
It would be a little more difficult, especially because of the rampant anti-Chinese bias in America. And in kung fu movies, it's mostly just a seasoning. Like, it doesn't come up that often, but in anime form, it is a perfect fit. And in Legend of Hay, like I said, I think this shatters the glass door and is like, this is fully realized. I mean, this is as good as any fucking anime has ever been. And Legend of Hay 2 is supposed to be even better than this, and I really don't even know how, because Legend of Hay is the kind of traditional anime movie where you have lush fight scenes and light jokes and all that kind of stuff, and cute character mascots and that kind of thing. There's a lot of the traditional anime stuff. But when you take the traditional anime fight scenes and lush fight scenes and stuff and combine them with wire fu, wuxia, it becomes something insanely refreshing and mind-boggling. In Legend of Hay, the fight scenes aren't kids shouting powers.
I mean,
they are fully choreographed kung fu, up there kung fu fights, combined with anime power stuff, which is,
I mean, that's awesome.
That is fucking incredible. And in Legend of Hay, it is absolutely the best of both worlds, because the animation of the choreographed kung fu fight scene stuff is jaw-dropping. It is as good as any fucking live action kung fu movie I have ever seen. Truly masterful choreography.
So I haven't seen the movie, but I did watch a segment of one of the fight scenes that takes place on a train.
Yes.
And first of all, I was blown away by, like you were saying, how fluid and well choreographed all of the fighting looks.
Yeah.
And then the secondary to that is, and I'm sure that it probably gets explained by the preceding 40 minutes of the movie that I did not watch, but the powers, the powers that they're using in this fight scene are both incredibly cool and just confusing in a way.
Yes.
Because they're just making rocks appear out of nowhere. Dragons show up. He shoots a ghost out of his finger, and it shoots at this guy like a bullet and then disappears. What is going on here? It looked amazing, but I was kind of gobsmacked by all of this.
Yeah, it's like I said, it is traditional wuxia meets a modern anime. And I cannot imagine a more perfect thing for a massive fucking anime movie. It's the simplest possible plot. It's a forest spirit sees their forest destroyed and is forced to live on the run, and then is taken in by Taoist master, like a Senin. And they have a little adventure together, and it's very cute, right? It has a strong like environmental message, all that kind of stuff you want, and absolutely fucking jaw-dropping, incredible action, like amazing. I genuinely was like, why did I not see this? It came out in 2019, and I was like, how did I miss this? How did I miss this? Seriously. I caught Neja, which was the other huge one, but that's a 3D movie, and we don't like 3D as much.
Yeah, I mean, we generally try and avoid it as much as possible. Sometimes that is impossible, and sometimes it surprises us. In the case of like the Spider-Verse movies, those are great. I remember you liked that Ninja Turtles movie that they did because you're such a huge fan of Seth Rogen.
Love him.
Yeah, love that guy.
I love his weed accessories.
You really like that movie that he made about being a pickle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I like all his animation projects, all of them.
You were really into Food Fight or whatever that movie was called.
Yeah, the horny hot dog movie.
Yeah, the horny hot dog movie.
For sure. Absolutely.
No, Neja, I've also heard about it. The second one also came out several months ago, or maybe last year, in China, and by all publicly released metrics, blew like every other movie out of the water. Apparently, that came out at that time. It just had crazy domestic sales. Have not seen that one yet, but I understand that it's about a little gremlin man who turns into a taller, sexy man, and he has like kung fu god powers, or he is a kung fu god.
Yeah, he's like a mythological figure, who is like, he has like fire. He's a fire type.
Sure. He's got fire type energy.
He uses rings, which is cool. It's like a fun, cool thing.
Does he throw them and they come back, or are they magic rings?
They're magic.
Like, that he wears on his fingers?
No, like they like float around his legs. You never seen that?
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like a little guy who can do kung fu. That's always funny.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. It's cool stuff.
It's cool stuff. I hesitate to go like deeper into it because seeing is believing in this case. But I did want to mention it because I feel like this one feels like special. This is like when people who don't like anime saw Spirited Away. I think that is the vibe I got off this for like people that don't watch Chinese anime. This is your Spirited Away.
Hey, for people who don't get that, who weren't around when like Spirited Away was in theaters, unlike us who are old and decrepit and remember the before times.
Oh, I remember all of it.
Yeah. Spirited Away was like a big deal. It was like people were talking about it who previously, cast a disparaging eye upon all things anime related. Spirited Away is kind of responsible for giving that quality to Ghibli that certain people attribute, where it's like, oh, Ghibli movies, they're not like anime, they're like movies. I feel like that is an excuse or a justification that developed in response to the overwhelming like success, relative success that Spirited Away had in the American market. It got nominated for an Oscar, like an Oscar. Well, yeah. Not one of the throwaway ones, but like a real one.
I just remember it as an inflection point because, it was like the one that broke the dam. We had, My Neighbor Totoro, and then some people saw that and they were like, huh, crazy. And then there was Princess Mononoke, and that like knocked on the door like pretty hard, and people were like, huh, crazy. And then Spirited Away was like, oh, they're selling fucking collections in Costco now. Like, you could buy fucking anime movies in Costco.
That's
next to
funny
the
that you say
Matrix.
that, because my very earliest memory of an anime is watching My Neighbor Totoro as like a little kid, because my grandma randomly bought it in a VHS 2-pack from Costco.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I am talking about. Like breakthrough.
Yeah.
And I think Legend of Hay feels like that to me for people who don't watch Chinese anime. We've got such an embarrassment of riches coming up right now too, because like Legend of Hay 2 is coming out pretty soon, and Chao, I don't know how to pronounce it, is coming out like pretty soon after that by Yasuhiro Aoki, which is you go watch a trailer for Chao, CHAO anime movie if you don't believe me. And then, like we were talking about before, Shingo Natsume has a movie coming out pretty soon after that called Ghost. So we are like sitting right on the precipice of like a fucking avalanche of great anime movies, which I'm very excited about. But watch Legend of Hay and prepare yourself, because I feel like Legend of Hay 2 is going to be a thing, capital T.
All right. Keep your eyes out.
Keep your eyes out. Like we always say, keep your eyes out.
Keep them peeled and keep them out. Peeled and out. That's what we always say. All right. We're going to keep this a short one. So I want to talk about a manga that I started reading that is still real early in its run, even though it has been published and out in Japan since 2022, I think. But we're just now getting a translation. You already called me out on this earlier, but as everybody knows by this point, I have somewhat of an affection, some might even call it an affliction, towards food anime, food manga. I am, of course, a big pervert, weirdo dude. And
yeah, that is not in question.
Yeah, it's not in question. Obviously, food, anime, and manga fall under the category of stuff for weird big perverts who like weird stuff. I cannot deny or defend them any longer with a good conscience. I'm just going to own up to it at this point. It's all perv shit. Food, like when they put the food in their mouth, that's supposed to be like, that's a fetish thing. People are getting off to that.
Yeah, we know. Everybody knows. It's not hidden. It's not hidden knowledge.
I just want to preface that when I say that I've been reading a manga that's just getting translated called Tachinomi Lady, which is not a perverted food manga. At least not yet. Again, lots of room to work. There's only 5 chapters out right now that are translated. So there's definitely some room to go in any direction. But so far, it has not been perv shit, which makes it stand out to me. So, do you know what a tachinomi is?
I know what a tsuchinoko is.
Well, that's a fat snake.
Yeah, is it like that?
It's not like that, no. Tachinomi is kind of like an izakaya, a bar that serves food, except explicitly it has no seats. Their rough English translation is standing bar. It's just
standing bar.
Quite literally a bar. You walk in, there's only standing room.
It's a food truck.
It's not even a food truck because it's inside of a building. Like you walk through a door to get into it. But it is a bar designed where you just stand at the bar, obviously to, the infirm and the socially awkward, this sounds like hell. But I guess many people enjoy this kind of thing. And so other than not being perv shit, what made this manga stand out to me is that it is a story about a lady who likes to go into tachinomis. She likes to eat bar food is basically what she's saying. And the catch is that in her day life, her daytime job is that she is the nepo baby child of a 3-star Michelin chef, and she's like a world-renowned gourmet food critic. Mind you, she is not a chef. She does not cook. She does not know how. She's just a critic.
That must feel like a betrayal to the family. Like, you switched sides.
Well, it reads to me as kind of a racket, right? Because her whole backstory is that because her dad is this, world famous Michelin star chef, she grew up. He basically groomed her to be a food critic. This was his intention. He did not let her in the kitchen. She was tutored by the finest food critics in all the land as a young girl.
Wow, that sucks.
It really sucks. Does not sound like a happy childhood.
It's lame.
And her thing is that even though internally she's like a very nice and kind of like reserved and meek personality type of person, whenever she gives a food critique, she always comes off as like being a huge bitch. She has resting bitch critique face. That's her problem.
Wow.
Is she's so awkward that whenever she tries to give like genuine constructive criticism, it comes out sounding like a scathing review. I don't know exactly how that happens, because to me she just sounds like she's being mean to these people that she's critiquing. But it kind of undercuts itself by having it do that like cutaway thing where we get her internal monologue and she's like, wow, I can't believe I just said that. I hope they don't think that I was trying to be rude or anything. And then cut back to reality and it's like, wow, I can't believe she's such a bitch. That's why they call her the Ice Queen of Gourmet. Which is her official industry moniker, I suppose. Anyway, she likes to blow off steam by going in disguise, baseball cap and shades and all that, to dive bars essentially at night and eating like greasy bar food and gushing about how much she loves drinking beer and eating like greasy bar food.
This sounds like the fucking terrible ending of that movie, The Menu, with Ralph Fiennes.
This is exactly the kind of person that he was trying to murder at the end of that movie.
This is like, it really does sound like that. Like the most fucking like condescending bullshit.
I find it interesting the premise, the conflict they've set up is that she is a gourmet food critic that likes to eat like, it's not even like junk food. It's not even junk food.
Not even that.
It's like stuff like karage, pickled vegetables. There's one chapter where someone offers her a sea cucumber, like the animal, like
gross.
And she's like, usually I don't like this, but they prepared it in such a way that I do like it. And that is a huge revelation for her. And like I was saying, the dichotomy they've set up is that she's grown up on gourmet food, but she likes low-class food, too. Not even junk food, like low-class food.
Just insanely condescending. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that so much.
I've seen enough like documentaries and read enough like interviews and stuff from actual chefs to where it's like, that's not surprising at all, for one. Chefs will eat the most heinous shit. They will spend all day making gourmet like food for like high-end, like, artistic plating, like Michelin star restaurants, and then go home and eat a couple of Big Macs and drink a fifth of vodka and try and get like 3 hours of sleep before doing it again for 18 hours.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of life that they're living.
Smoke so many cigarettes they can't taste anything anymore.
Yeah. They shouldn't even be allowed in a kitchen because they cannot taste food anymore. They cannot smell anymore.
Yeah.
Because of all the damage.
Their fingers are stained with nicotine.
Yeah, it's condescending, and it like ignores the fact that people, like chefs and I guess food critics, although I'm reticent to include them in here as well, but like they're just people, and like sometimes people just eat crappy food because it's easier or they just think it tastes good.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to think like crappy food tastes good. You're allowed to think that.
Yeah. And you could also think that it tastes bad. Mm-hmm. And you could also think that good food tastes good and tastes bad.
Yeah, you could just like do whatever.
The high-low cultural barrier is false. It's a false consciousness. You need to destroy that in your mind because you're erecting class barriers where there are none.
Well,
don't do that.
You think she's going to have that exact revelation at the end of every chapter so far.
Yeah.
But it always circles back to, instead of, wow, I like this quote unquote low class food so much. I can't believe, like, I've noticed and acknowledged how much work and preparation and care these cooks put into making even the most basic of dishes, that I'm impressed and like enjoying this. And then she never has the revelation that maybe like categorizing by social class like this is a stupid and dumb way of thinking. It always circles back to, wow, I can never let my family find out I like all of this low class food. Otherwise it would bring shame to their 3-star Michelin restaurant.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's real dumb. It's real dumb. But on the other end, like I said, she does not literally come every time she puts a piece of food in her mouth.
Well, that's good.
So that's kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, counting it in the top 3 food manga that I've ever read.
Where's Toriko on that list?
I'm going to put that in the mids at best.
Next to Rurouni Kenshin?
Yeah, exactly.
In the same prison cell?
I mean, it's like this. Dagashikashi is like number 1 right now because that's just straight up.
That's the best.
That's just straight up making fun of it all. It's like, yeah, this is like.
Oh, I fucking love it.
Like, it would, the serious version of Dagashikashi would be if his family owned like one of those like 400-year-old super intricate like mochi sugar art dessert shops, right? Where they make like these beautiful, delicate looking like mochi that are shaped like various fruits and stuff. But no, in that one, his family owns like a penny candy store. It's like, if you've ever gone to...
He grew up in a bodega.
A bodega, basically.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you've ever gone to like one of those towns in the Midwest or like down coast California where they have like shops that used to be old trading posts from like the pioneer days, and so they have like barrels of like taffy and Tootsie Rolls and like individual like rock candies wrapped in. Yes. It's like that, where it's just like, oh, it's kind of cool. It's like, I remember my dad remembers this candy from when he was a kid. That's kind of neat. That's what Dagashikashi is doing, and that's what. And on top of that, it knows that it's just a stupid ass commercial for all of this merch, and so it's not taking itself seriously at all. The main character's name is Coconut San.
It's really good. I really like Dagashikashi. I really like that one.
It's really great.
I wish they had American Candy, because I want to hear that girl wax poetic about a fucking Snickers bar so bad. Or Fruit by the Foot.
Well, what Dagashikashi has taught me is that the term Dagashi is mostly used to refer to old snacks and candy. It's not candy specific. It's not even food specific. It's just like you go into a dagashi shop and it's like kind of like savory snacks and chips and like penny candy. Yeah. But you can also get
that's
like,
why I said bodega.
Yeah, you can get like firecrackers.
Firecrackers, fireworks, and cherry bombs, slingshot.
Those little ball cup toys that kids play with.
Yeah, scratchers.
Yeah, it's
Carton
very
of
funny.
menthols. I love Dagashi Kashi.
Man, I love that. I've been keeping up with Call of the Night season 2, and that's why I've gone back and started reading Dagashi Kashi.
It's better.
I didn't even know it had an anime, but I might check that out too.
It's better than Call of the Night.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
It is. It is.
Well, I do like Call of the Night quite a bit, but maybe that's a me problem.
I like it. The novelty of Dagashi Kashi is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. But this one, Tachinomi Lady, just by not being explicit perv shit so far, I've got to put it up there. I've got to give it to it.
Weird.
It is weird, but then again, we've got Fermat's Kitchen that I'm also keeping up with this season, and that's basically like Hannibal levels of sexual attraction between those two characters. So
weird.
Gotta get something to balance it out, man.
All right. Well, after you've read the manga about Superman reviewing ramen shops, we can circle back on this. All right, let's bounce out here.
All right,
that's some stuff. It's good enough for you.
It's good enough for you.
It's
filth.
Good enough for you.
Eat your slop. You love it.
Eat your slop, you fucking anime fiends. Come on, go watch Legend of Hay.
Oh, beautiful, handsome, tall, beautiful, handsome listeners, go watch Legend of Hay. Go check out Dagashi Kashi.
Yeah, Redline is on the Criterion Collection.
Hell yeah. Go watch good shit. Don't watch the stuff that I've been watching. Go watch some good shit. That's all I can tell you this week.
Go watch good shit. You know, there's I don't know if you heard about GAC, the global anime competition or challenge.
Yeah, I have heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's insanely funny that like they're like, we need to scour the globe for why anime is bad. And it's like, no, it's bad because people watch bad anime. That's why. You don't need to go somewhere. You don't need to go to fucking, I don't know, Prussia to figure out what's wrong.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, you don't need to go to Uzbekistan to figure out what's wrong with anime. It's because people watch bad anime. So please, you want to fix anime, just watch the good stuff and don't watch the bad stuff. That's what this show really is about.
Simple as.
Simple as.
All right, people, go download, hit likes, click bells. I don't know, do the stuff. We will talk to you next week. Bye. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Got it.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Got it.
Got it.
Got it.
We got it.